She is confident, she is charismatic, she is the center of attention and all eyes are on her. She is a master of her creativity and she is nurturing. Of course, we're going to be discussing this card here, which is the Queen of Wands. So let's talk about the symbolism and the imagery seen in this card. So first off, we're going to talk about the Queen herself, and we're going to take a look at kind of her posture. Now, she sat on that throne in a very confident manner, and this very much is all about the Queen of Wands. She's a very confident person. She's very self-assured. She knows what she brings to the table. She's a leader, but she's also a nurturer at the same time. And she embodies a really strong, compassionate energy. Now, as you can see on the throne down there are some lions either side of her throne. Excuse me. These are to symbolize strength. They're to symbolize courage and the fierce protection that the Queen of Wands embodies. Nobody's messing with her or the things or people that she loves. The lions also are symbolic of the astrological sign Leo, and Leo is a fire sign along with Aries and Sagittarius. So it brings that into the understanding that it embodies, the card itself embodies the fire energy as it's a wands card. Again, as you can see, she's holding a wand over there, and the wand is budding with leaves. And like we spoke about in all the other court cards, the wand with the budding leaves is symbolic of new things being born into fruition. And she's holding it, showing her capability of being able to nurture these things to make them turn into something prosperous. Now, just down here is this itty bitty cutie little black cat. Now, the black cat is seen as her companion, but it also symbolises her connection to magic, to mysticism, to the unseen. The cat represents independence. It represents mystery and is symbolising the Queen's connection between both the physical and the spiritual realms. As you can see over there, she's also holding a sunflower in her hand, and there's also a couple of sunflowers up on the banner behind her. Now, these symbolise life and vitality, and they are symbolising the warmth that she has and her positive outlook on life and how she just radiates this natural, warm, loving energy towards others. Now, again, the background down there, it's a desert landscape, but this desert landscape is different from the other two because this one is symbolising that even in the most harsh conditions, she is still able to thrive. She can still be self-sufficient. She can still be independent. She doesn't need to rely on others. She is capable of holding her own, even in difficult circumstances. As we've said with every other card, there's bright fiery colours in the cards, yellows, reds and oranges. This is to symbolise her connection to the element of fire and also to symbolise her vibrant, fiery, passionate personality. And that is all your symbolism for the Queen of Wands. So the next video later on today, we'll be discussing the upright interpretations and also the sort of person the Queen of Wands would be representing if it was talking about a person in a tarot reading. Get comfy and buckle up, bitches, because we're about to talk about the Queen of Wands if it comes out upright in a tarot reading. First off, if this comes out upright in a tarot reading, this is talking about a person who's very confident, very self-assured. You know, they know what they bring to the table and they don't just sit at any table and they don't allow just anyone to sit at their table. It doesn't mean they're a horrible person, but they can be, and they are quite choosy with who they choose to share their energy with. And rightly so, because they know exactly who they are and they know exactly where they will be appreciated. So if this card comes out in the upright, one of the first interpretations it is saying, do you believe in yourself? Do you realise your own worth? Do you know what you're capable of? Are you, it's almost saying it's about time to reevaluate things. Is your circle really your circle? Are they there cheering for you, or are you the only cheerleader in that group? If so, find a better circle. Obviously, the Queen of Wands is also very independent and she's a very capable leader. So this can be coming up to show that now is a time for you to step into a leadership role in whatever capacity that is. So say we were doing a career reading, this could be coming out to show that there is an opportunity coming up for you to be able to show your capabilities and to step into a leadership role within your career. She's also a very creative and passionate person, and another interpretation can be saying that it's time for you to really tap into that innate creativity that you have and to bring these visions to life. We're all creative beings. We are that as like from the get-go. We create constantly, and maybe you've been shying away from that side of things, and it's now time for you to reawaken those creative capabilities you have with you and just see what amazing things you can create with that. She's a very warm, charismatic, outgoing person, and you will naturally attract people when you have the Queen of Wands energy. Your energy is almost like a candle or a light bulb, and with the moths, and they come at it, don't they? That's kind of like the Queen of Wands energy. So it's showing that you have the capacity to be inspirational towards others. You have the capacity to help people because they're naturally drawn to you. I mean, obviously that comes with a caveat that there are also haters that are only there because, they're jealous of you, because when you've got a naturally expansive energy that is very attractive, it's also going to attract, the people who are only there just to kind of see your downfall. But don't worry about the haters. Haters are going to hate. But then also there is the other side to it where when you have a big light, a lot of energy, it will attract people who want to feed off that energy. Not in like the literal sense, but we're constantly exchanging energy with people. So be mindful of how you feel when you're around certain people. If you're around certain people and you're feeling very drained, very tired, that shows that interaction you're having with that person, they're actually feeding off your energy, which, they may need to do that, but you need to then be mindful, set up boundaries, and make sure you're not allowing them to drain you too much. She's also a very balanced person. She's a very strong person. She's a very compassionate person. She knows how to help and support others, but she can also be very tough love with it. She knows that you can only help another as much as they're willing to help themselves. And if, there's somebody who is constantly repeating the same behaviour, isn't willing to look at their own kind of part in the situation, she will kindly but firmly turn around and go, I ain't dealing with this anymore. When you're ready to take ownership for your shit, I will definitely be by your side and help you. But until that point, you need to be on your own. And that will come from a place of love and compassion for that person, because people don't learn until they're ready and willing to learn. And if you're constantly doing things for people all the time, you're not allowing them to learn. You're actually doing them a disservice. And the Queen of Wands is very aware of that. The Queen of Wands can also be symbolic of being in the spotlight. And as I mean, like, that can talk about famous, but it can also be like all eyes on you. So, if you're a single person, that could be like all of a sudden you're starting to get lots and lots of attention from other people. If it's like a workplace situation, a lot of people are noticing your capabilities, are noticing how good you are at what you do, which is why there could be new opportunities opening up for you. When we're talking about maybe a familial circle, so family, maybe people look at you as the person who is always there to help, support and guide others. The Queen of Wands is the beautiful energy. She loves deeply, she cares deeply, but she doesn't take any shit. And she will never ever let anyone tell her she's worth less than she knows she is, because she will very quickly stand up and walk the fuck out the door, because she knows she will find the right table where she will be appreciated. And if she doesn't find the right table where she'll be appreciated, she'll make her own goddamn table. So I love the Queen of Wands energy. She is a badass bitch.